Welcome P1. So this week we're going to be looking at making 2D shapes. So it's a continuation from what we did last week. Let's just move this over. Okay, so we're looking at making 2D shapes. So first of all, we've got a tangram. So this is a tangram. It's made up of different 2D shapes. So in a tangram, we need to first add up how many pieces we've got. So we can count through and we can easily say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That is 7 pieces. Why do I count 7 pieces first? Well, that way it's really handy because then when I start adding up the numbers of shapes, I can how many triangles or how many quadrilaterals I have. How many triangles or how many quadrilaterals I have, I can make sure that I end up with the same number. So I have 5 triangles and then I have 2 quadrilaterals. C and E are quadrilaterals. Okay, so this tangram is made up of different 2D shapes. Tangram shapes A and B have the same size. A and B are the same size. Tangram shape D and something have the same size and shape. So which one does D have a similarity to? Well, that would be letter F. And tangram shape E is a square. Which one of these is a square? It would be E. So we can use a tangram to make different 2D shapes. Use a tangram shape A and B to make the 2D shapes below. So we've got to make a square. How can we do that? Well, we can join them together, just like this. This is a good representation of what rotation we have to do to make the shape. What about another quadrilateral? So the fact that it says quadrilateral means that they don't want a square, but they want another quadrilateral. So let's take a look. Very good. We've still got a 4-sided shape. Use the tangram shapes C, F, and G to make the 2D shapes below. Draw the dotted lines and write the letters to show how to do it. So we've got a quadrilateral. So we've got the letter C already in there. So what shapes can go in there? Well, we've got a choice. We can either use F or D because they're the same shape, or the letter G and the letter G. Very good. And a pentagon. So we've used this time the letter G. What two shapes? What two shapes can we configure? Well, if we include a dotted line, show how we rotate them, we have created a 5-sided shape, which is a pentagon. And we can see how the shapes are made up. Okay, so use a tangram shape C, D, E, and F to make the hexagon below. So how can we fill these in, okay? So this is really important of like how we can think about shapes and turn them in our head. So let's take a look at what they've done here. So you see how we've had to rotate those shapes into position. You can see that when we remove the shapes, you can easily understand that E comes here, D is rotated and matches up with F to make an opposite shape of C. So the pictures below are all made of tangrams. What does each picture look like? So have a think of what do you think these all look like. I'm pretty sure this one looks like a mountain, tree, birds. This one kind of looks like a man sitting, and this could be a dog or pig, something like that. So we can use geometric shapes or tanagrams to make actual pictures. So look at the pictures below. What 2D shapes are they made up of? So we have a house and a tower. So the house has got 3 triangles and how many quadrilaterals? So I have a look. There's only 1, 2, 3 triangles. So there's 1 shape remaining, which is a quadrilateral. And in my tower, how many triangles do I have? Well, I go through and I've got 1, 2, and I have 2 quadrilaterals left. Okay, this is a pin board. I'm sure you use these at kindergarten in your interview for P1. So I'm sure you've all seen this before. This is a pin board and we can use rubber bands to make 2D shapes in them. So very cool. Look at the 2D shape and write what its name is. So how many sides has it got? 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be a quadrilateral. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a pentagon. And remember, we can always draw on our screen to mark how many sides it has. So this one is a triangle. Draw 3 squares of different sizes on the pin boards below. So we have a square, a larger square, and then a gigantic square. So we see that we've made it the smallest, we've rotated so we can get a little bigger, and then this one we've used the entire row and height. Draw 3 triangles. So we're going to adopt the same method. We're going to use the minimum amount, but increase it by size by 1, and then that leaves us an easy one to use the entire length of the triangle board for the last one. Count in and fill in the blanks. The vase is made up of what? Okay, so look at this purple shape. That is 1 quadrilateral. And what's on the bottom is a 6-sided shape. So that is 1 hexagon. The shield's made up of 2 squares and 1 pentagon. We've got this 5-sided shape. And then the final piece, this go further section. So there is a quadrilateral on the pin board on the right. To change it to a square, at least how many moves are there? So how can we change this shape into a square? Well, so we need to move. We've got A down to D down to C. That is half of the triangle. So we need to have a point which would make it equal to all 4 corners. So if we were to move B up to here, we would be able to create a square in 1 move. How can we make 2 rectangles on the pin board using 1 rubber band? Okay, so we've got 1 rubber band making a square, A, B, C, and D. I exchange the positions of points B and C, so I swap them over to make 2 triangles. So I've twisted them in the middle, which then creates a new letter called E. I then move the rubber bands from A and E to the top and the bottom. Okay, then I'm respectively creating a new AF, an AE and BE to AF and BF. Then move the rubber bands from DE and CE to DG and CG. So I've made myself 2 rectangles. Okay, so we'll have some more worksheets and another online quizzes. Good luck, and hope to see you in the live lesson.